Hello and welcome to the Pixelated Realms Gamescast, your guide through the digital landscape, untangling the mysteries of your favorite titles and discussing the latest and greatest in video game fun. I'm your host, Alex Lerno, and alongside me is my brother Tyler, my good friend Dustin. After a 2 to 3 month hiatus, we're back.
Yes,
How
we
does
are.
it feel?
We are back.
We are back. Yes,
back.
it feels good.
You
yeah,
gotta you gotta put that video in of like Hangover, when like they're all in Hangover 1 when they're just like, we're back.
Insert meme. Yeah. No, it's good. We've had some lots of events happen over the last couple of months, but doesn't mean we haven't been gaming. So lots to talk about.
You got
Been
married.
looking forward. Yes, and you had a kid. Your
and
second
I had a
kid.
child.
I got this cool car.
And Dustin got a car.
It's like a Mario Kart Boo.
Yeah, it's exclusive to the Rainbow Road track. Okay, so I
Oh.
stole it from my kids. So they got them the track, and I was like, "Boo's my homie, so this is mine."
Nice.
Speaking of Mario Kart, I got the Nintendo Switch 2 and the new Mario Kart World, which we can talk about a little bit today too. So there's definitely been a lot of games in the last month. Lots to talk about.
Yeah,
I flipped a Switch too.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna talk, but first a little housekeeping. So we're gonna change the format up a little bit. Not too much, so don't get, too worked up about it. We're gonna do what have you been playing like we normally do, which is our intro segment. Then we're just gonna roll right into conversation, and we're just gonna talk about what we want to talk about, and then we're gonna end with Ask Pixelated Realms now. So that's kind of the new way we're doing it. We're trying something new. Let us know if you like it or not. Leave a comment right into pixelatedrealms.org/ask. Or wherever, any of our other social media accounts, including patreon.com/pixelatedrealms. So we hope you like the new format. And on that, let's just dive right in. So, Tyler, what have you been playing?
All right. Well, a lot's been going on. We've been taking a break for a few months. So naturally, I bought a very expensive sim racing direct drive setup.
Yes.
So
Yes.
as I haven't posted it yet, but we've been filming some sim racing videos that I can't wait to show everyone. I got a Fanatic direct drive system with a McLaren GT3 wheel and a cockpit frame with pedals, of course. It is incredibly fun. I've been playing a lot of iRacing, which, if you don't know, is kind of the competitive racing simulator game out there. And it's just been incredibly fun, way worth the cost and worth the space in my house. And looking forward to streaming and broadcasting that for everyone.
Nice.
Could you have funded your honeymoon if you wouldn't have bought this?
No. I got it. I got a lot of the stuff on Craigslist because you could just go on Craigslist. No, it wasn't even close. Not even close.
Those can be really expensive sometimes.
No, I got a lot of the stuff cheap because people resell the stuff on Craigslist all the time. So, yeah, it was good.
It's like exercise equipment, like pennies on the dollar.
No, seriously, yeah. Most of it was like 50% off. So, yeah, no, it's great.
People get bored and flip it.
Exactly.
But
so
I want to follow up in our topic section on this because I want to know more. I want to talk about it because I know you kind of skimmed over it, but there's like a lot going on in that. Like, that setup is not small. It's huge.
Yeah, no, we'll do a tour of it too. And kind of my little setup here eventually. So that was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, I figured because we're just coming back, this episode is going to be mostly about catch up with us. And so I think your racing is a huge deal. I mean, you spent a lot of time and money and effort.
Yeah, there's been a lot
on that, and it's really cool. So I want to dive and talk about that. But okay, what else?
Well, as you know, last week Dune Awakening came out. If you're a listener of the podcast, we've been looking forward to that one. We've been tracking that one for a long time. I can successfully say it's fantastic. I've put in over 46 hours in the last week. So obviously it's really, really good. Really has it's a survival game, but it also has qualities of an MMO. So it's been really, really fun. If you like survival games or if you like Dune, it's a must play. That's my short pitch.
I mean, you did put a lot of hours into Skull and Bones, so
that's
questionable
true.
Judgment. Questionable.
I agree that Tyler's survival Tyler's live service pedigree is questioned sometimes because we'll latch to anything that is got a little dopamine cycle to it.
I mean, that's fine.
I can second that Dune Awakening has actually been very fun. I've been playing it, and I'll talk about it a little bit too. Talk about the Switch, Ty.
Yeah. So as kind of a wedding present, I picked up a Switch 2 for my wife, Katie, who has joined us on the podcast. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to the Switch 2 because it really wasn't released with a lot of games. So the flagship was basically Mario Kart World, and that was kind of it. They also were like pitching these like enhancements you could get to like upgrade your Switch 1 games to Switch 2, but I'm kind of like ambivalent on that. So yeah, the Switch 2, first and foremost, like as far as like how it feels, like the actual like hardware itself, it seems like a huge upgrade. The screen's bigger, the detachment's easier, you have the wireless mouse kind of thing going on. There's a lot of like really cool features I like about it. However, the fact that there's like no games I want to play on it is kind of the biggest issue right now. So it kind of feels like I'm getting a little bit of like buyer's regret in the sense that like I have a Switch 2 sitting there, but I don't know what to do with it because I personally am not a big fan of the Mario Kart games. Which we can talk about Mario Kart World, but yeah, it's really underwhelming right now, I would say, just because they just aren't launching it with a selection of games.
Yeah, it's really surprising to me. So you brought it over and I got to see it. So I haven't bought one yet because I'm still on the fence because I don't play my Switch that much anymore. I got 2 kids and stuff, so it just, things fall off the edges. But I mean, it looked and felt great. It looked like a Super Switch, right? It just looked like Switch 2.0,
Yeah.
which is exactly what it is. It's Switch 2. And then you were showing me like the library, and it's like it has nothing. And then I was super shocked, and I want you to talk about this. Is the $10 tutorial game?
Right. So
Like, good God.
yeah,
They charge for
you-
like their version of Astrobot.
It's not even close to the Astrobot level of.
Yeah.
It's like literally. Anyways, Ty.
Yeah, so if you've ever bought a video game console, usually, at least in the last few years, like they tend to come with some little token game, right? Like something just to show you the capabilities. And like Wii Sports was like the most famous example of that. And then on Switch, there was one called 1-2 Switch, but that was like a whole video game. Either way, Switch 2 has a little video game that comes with it. I believe it was called like the Welcome something. It was like a weird, silly name. Anyway, just to like show off the capabilities of the Switch, hey, you can do this and do this. It was a
It's
$10
literally like-
game.
Yeah, it's literally
It's a
like
$10
Astrobot-ish where you
Yeah.
play a little character and you're on the controller of the Switch, and it's like press the button,
This
press the A
is the
button.
Switch. Yeah.
This is and it's like literally showing you the controls and stuff like that. And instead of it being free, which something like that is,
It's
like
just
the
showing
tutorial-
off your console. Yeah.
that should be free. Like it's
Maybe the thought
disrespectful.
is just that like it's not that different than the Switch one in terms of like buttons and things like that. So like,
And don't make that. Then don't make
I just
the game.
I think they thought
Like-
they were as cool as Astrobots, and that this game was gonna, be-
Astrobot was free.
well, the little part of it was, yeah.
the first
not
one was completely
Not
free.
the full
second-
game.
Astro-
The,
yeah, right.
The
So I
But
think
it
they
was
were
created to be like the tutorial was free.
and that was a full game that was fun. It was a 2-hour experience, but it was a full fun experience. Like it had
so
levels and everything.
that does lead me to say one thing that I've noticed about Nintendo as of late, and especially with the Switch 2, is just everything has become monetized in ways that like are really un-Nintendo like. So it's like you want access to this feature, you need to upgrade. If you want to do this, you need to have this. Like everything is super monetized now, and it feels very like, I don't know, more penny pinching than I've ever felt Nintendo be. I mean, maybe
I wonder
that's
if that has anything
yeah.
to do with the tariffs, honestly, because they didn't raise the price of the Switch 2, and Nintendo has like extremely small margins on hardware, right? Like they're only making like 10-15% on their hardware profit. So it's like, and there's 30% tariffs, right? So it's like, I don't know if maybe that might have had something to do with it, or maybe this tutorial game was free, and then that's where they
Could have
changed it
been.
and made that $10.
It's not
right?
free, and it's $10 everywhere though. I would expect it to only be $10 in the
Right.
US.
yeah.
Well, gotta make
Right.
up that money.
Yeah,
You're
I
losing
guess so.
30%,
But-
and you're only gaining
But that's
15.
true of all. That's true of all consoles. All consoles are basically sold at cost. right? They're just sold to get them into people's
You to buy
hands,
the
and then the
games.
games make the money because the companies get a percentage of the game, no matter if they made it or not, because it's on their console. So they
That's
get
true,
like a
but they're not selling at cost, right? They're probably
yeah
actually losing money right now on sales in the
yeah.
US.
Well, the PlayStation, what was the really expensive one? The 3?
The 3.
Yeah, the 3 was the one that was like for the time was like super. It was like $700 or something. Even that
Wow.
one was losing money. Like it was under, even though it was so expensive, it was losing money. So consoles have like historically always been like that. But I guess
Yeah.
we're just it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher to justify.
Yeah, I do think that the way Nintendo rolled out the Switch 2 is extremely weird, honestly. From like a PR, like working in the
WNDs,
industry.
weird
It's
Nintendo
just that
decision.
like they flew a bunch of press to like San Francisco and New York or whatever, like when they announced it to like come beforehand, check it out, like write your stories, all this shit. And they announced the Switch. There's no call to action because it's not available for pre-orders yet. They announced all the games right then too. So instead of like making like a rolled out like week or two, where like there's little game announcements here and there, um, that alone is weird. Like bringing press in, that's normal, right? Why I bring this up is because at launch they did not send out any Switches for reviews.
Yeah.
Like so, it's like it was really weird to me of like doing video game PR. Like you invested so heavily in press at announcement, but then you didn't give anybody units to
like
help
test, yeah.
coverage at launch day in terms
Probably
of
because there's no
hands-on.
games. There's only like one game, and so
Yeah, but press
basically
can write about that
and
either
Donkey
way,
Kong.
right? Like they could
Yeah.
still. I mean, and Mario Kart World, I think, is getting good reviews, but it's just kind of a bizarre decision,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And I did
It
want to
is.
talk about that too. Like I'll admit fully that I have a bias and I'm not the biggest fan of Mario Kart games in general, but this one has been really good so far. The biggest difference is that there is this like open world aspect, so all of the tracks do connect together and you can like basically just ride around and like an open world in your Mario Kart, and then there's challenges laid out throughout the map and you can hit them and do them, and they're kind of difficult, which is fun. So yeah, I mean there's some fun stuff there, and I've heard nothing but good things, especially from people who really do like Mario Kart games. So
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean
I
at
played it
least they
with
got
you
that.
and Katie, and I really liked it. Um, the the driving felt good. Mario Kart 8, which is the one that was originally for the Wii U
Yeah.
that was ported over to the Switch. That was the last one before this. Was in my opinion not that good. I mean, it was okay. It was just very vanilla. Like it was very boring and it wasn't even fun to like drive. This one I felt different. Like I felt like it was fun. I felt like the moment to moment gameplay was fun, and I really liked the track connection mode that they had, like that we played. That's the only one
It's
we
called
played. So
knockout something.
yeah, so what it is basically you are driving one mega track, which is all the tracks combined together, and you do like a couple laps on each track, and then it transitions you to another one. And every time you transition from one to
You
another,
just
the
do
bottom.
one, but yeah.
Oh, you just do
One
one.
lap.
Okay. Well, every time you do one lap of this like big track, the bottom like 5 people get knocked. Until it's just the top 4, and then the top 4 do a final lap, and then it does, and then you win. But it's fun because you never feel like the momentum ever stops, right? You're not like winning a race and then stopping like in the Grand Prix and then doing another race and then stopping and then doing another race, which is still fun, by the way. But it just felt like the momentum was really strong. And then as people get knocked out, you're like vote, trying to see, have your friend be like, okay, well now I think Tyler's gonna win, go like. So it was pretty good, and constantly unlocking new characters. You could literally be the cow, which was cool.
Right.
And
I
funny.
know now there's
like,
the cow, bee, like
400
everything that's
Yoshis.
ever been in a Mario game. Like it's just a character.
Which was cool. But I haven't explored the game fully, obviously. I just played like an hour with you guys. But the one thing that I would have liked to see as like the big innovation, and I really like the direction with the open world. I did find that fun when I kind of ran around with it, because there's like challenges you can do and things. But I would have loved them to turn that into a career mode. And Tyler, I was talking about this, like, and I kind of said it was like, reminds me of like Mario Tennis. And if you've ever played Mario Tennis, the one I think of is on the Game Boy.
You're thinking of the Game Boy one.
Yeah, the Game Boy, which is, probably a very niche title for a lot of people. But In that one, like that game I loved, even though the tennis matches themselves were like very simple. But you started off as you like a rookie tennis player, and you would have to work your way up in the ranks, and you'd have to meet people and beat them to get them to be your partner in tournaments, and then you'd apply in tournaments. Anyways, there was like a little bit of a story to it, so it felt like there was a reason to do it. And I would have felt like that would have been a very easy
Yeah.
blueprint to put on top of this and be like, hey, you're a rookie driver, you're a Toad or whatever, or you're Mario, or you're racing against Mario, and then you have to race against people to unlock them, and then you have to apply it, race in tournaments that get harder and harder and harder, and more complicated tracks, and then they can add modifier modes that are like, hey, this track, there's more stomp, or whatever, or
I think you're
everybody
right,
gets blue
honestly.
shells, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I think would have just added that like cherry on top, that people would have been like, the difference between, yeah, this is a really good Mario Kart game that everyone's gonna play by default, as opposed to this is a system seller and you need to go and buy that fucking game, or for that console for this game. I think that would have been the difference. But Nintendo
agree.
has historically been pretty safe and like conservative, not politically, like conservative on their strategy. And so I'm not surprised they didn't, but it would have been cool if they did.
Yeah.
And this is the first Nintendo system that I can think of, at least in like the last handful of generations. Like, so I'm looking it up right now, that didn't have a true, like, it didn't have either a Mario or a Zelda launch game at day one.
Switch 1 didn't have either. Both
It
of
had
those,
Zelda.
Odyssey
Yeah.
came out
Breath
like
of the
3 or
Wild
4 months
was a
later.
launch title.
No, Breath of the Wild was the first game I ever played on my Switch.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild was
I
a
thought
day
it
one
came out
title.
after. Okay,
Yeah.
I lied then.
And
Never mind.
then Super Mario Bros. Was Wii U. We had Luigi's Mansion, I believe it was. And then,
Still 10 out of 10 game.
you had GameCube. I don't remember what GameCube had. I think
Super Mario
N64 came
64.
out. Mario 64 was day one for Mario. For N64.
For N64. I think it was Sunshine for GameCube.
Yeah, I
Super
think so.
Mario
And
Sunshine.
Odyssey came out at some point, but I don't think it was a launch. It wasn't a launch
immediately.
title. And then Super Mario 3D World also
Launch
wasn't
titles:
a launch
Luigi's
title.
Mansion, GameCube.
Yeah. And then
Animal Crossing, Super Monkey Ball,
Animal
Super
Crossing
Monkey
also
Ball
huge,
for sure. Though.
Metroid
Super
Prime,
Monkey Ball.
Super Smash Bros.
So I mean, I think it's
Crazy Taxi,
undisputable
Mario Kart.
that like this is the weakest launch
Mario
title like group ever for a Nintendo title by far.
I would say for any console of this caliber ever, which is just really
it feels
surprising.
more like an upgrade than a Switch 2, but
and what's
whatever.
even weirder about this is that like I could see if they were like, hey, if they there's no transparency on their like rollout plan for this. We all know Metroid Prime 4, was it 4 or 5, is coming out, but other than that game, they haven't announced pretty much like anything like game changer, right? And so there's no like Mario or Zelda.
July 17th.
And so like I'm surprised they're not like, hey, we know we're putting this out. It's a little early. We know that there's not a lot of like big titles, but don't worry, these are coming, right? And then they like boom next month, boom whatever, boom boom boom. No, none of that. It's just dead silent. So it's like they just
play Mario Kart, Cyberpunk, and Hogwarts Legacy. Yay!
I know, play Cyberpunk. I'm like, I already did for hundreds of hours on my PC.
Old now or whatever. Like,
I mean, it's perfect. Play it if you haven't, but still.
I haven't. I have both of them. I've been sitting in my fucking catalog on PlayStation 5 for
almost
2 years now.
It's so good. It's
they're
like
both good.
I know.
My favorite
I
RPG
I'm
ever.
gonna play them both eventually because I paid for them. So
that's like the same boat that I'm in now. Is like I have this like backlog of games that I just like want to play and just don't have time for.
Man,
I don't know how many games I have on my backlog right now. Claire Obscura.
I have 3. I have Hogwarts Legacy, Cyberpunk, and Stellar Blade. Those are my 3 like major backlog games right now.
I started documenting like logging like my game time play and stuff like that. And I included a page that's like my backlog. Let me see. I think I have like 10 games on there already.
The one game that might jump all of those, if I don't get around to playing one of them first, is Ghost of Yotai when it comes out. Say like, fuck you guys, I'm just gonna play Ghost because I was such a big Tsushima fan. So that might just trump all of them. But You know what's crazy is I created a gaming upstairs area. I put all like my anime shit out there and like IKEA display cases. Like, dope! This is so cool. And then I have not used that to game for myself once since I did it. And like, because the thing is, like Yenny doesn't like me gaming on my PC because I have to basically go away from everyone, and I mean she's taking care of the kids by herself as I'm up here gaming. And I can get away with it if I'm gaming with you guys, or because I'm hanging out with my friends. I don't get to do that very much, but like solo playing. So when the PlayStation was downstairs, at least it could say like, oh, everyone's around here. I'm like this, but the kids are running around. Like how I go positive. But now it's upstairs in the loft. So now it's the same shit as if I was up here on my PC, completely away. She's like, take the motherfucking kids upstairs and let them bounce around you while you're playing. So I thought that it was going to allow me to play like my PlayStation piece, but actually it's just made it so I don't do it at all unless I'm playing Lego Star Wars with Arthur, and that's all he wants to do is just Lego Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, Lego Star Wars. Like,
of
I
course.
didn't get to say what I've been playing yet, but it's just been Lego Star Wars still, so it's good. We didn't talk about it because it's been horrible.
Well, speaking of which, do you want to talk about what you've been playing?
Yeah,
Lego
Star
actually,
Star Wars.
I'm gonna shamelessly plug a client right now. So I'm working with Wombo Games. They are a new studio that was founded by Giannis Flosser. He is former chief creative officer of Square Enix, and he co-founded IO Interactive, the studio that made Hitman. So I'm working with him right now. They're based in Copenhagen. Super cool. Wow. This guy's got tons of experience. Obviously, like household name within the industry. But they are set to launch their first title, Raiders of Black Veil, into early access later this year. And awesome. It's a super cool roguelite. Like I'm not a big roguelite fan, and obviously it's a client, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. But it's a super cool action-packed like roguelite that brings in elements of MOBA champions with extraction elements as well. So it's really like blending a lot of genres in one. And we've been talking to a lot of I googled like on Reddit, like what creators love roguelites, and we've been trying to partner with them. But we've been working with guys like Wooly and Nucleum and Epic PLK, and these guys like who are like all over these chat boards of like, this is the guy to watch for roguelites. These are the guys.
Yeah.
And they've all loved it. Like all of them are just like, dude, this shit is fire. Super good. So they've been putting out videos for us, and it's, we have like almost like 18,000 wish lists right now. So wow. It's been super exciting.
Raiders of what?
Raiders of Black Veil. But I played it some, and so I bring it up really but it's fun. Like it's challenging, it's really interesting gameplay. You can play like one of 4 characters, and like basically you're this animal rebellion. You're an animal who's working for Black Veil Corporation, which is like an evil human organization. And the animals within this factory basically like rebel against like these evil people who are like making them basically do slave labor.
So you're the rebel?
Yeah, you're the rebel animals, and like you're basically fighting through the factory against like these bad guys to overthrow Black Veil.
It kind of has like a cell shaded League of Legends, kind of a little more cartoony than League, I think.
Yeah, one that people are talking about, like Ravens something. I'm totally blanking on the name.
Not Enter the Gungeon. Like the style is kind of more. What is that game? What was that?
Ravens
2D
Watch.
Smash
That's what people have been. A lot of people have been comparing it to Ravens Watch on Reddit and stuff. So I never played Ravens Watch. But one game that you and I played, Tyler, was that game during Next Fest.
Yeah,
year.
What was that called?
Shit, let me open up Steam.
It was like some MOBA extraction.
Yeah, there's some similarities there. Like the team has, talked about like that they seen that, and there's some inspiration there. But obviously not roguelite, but like in terms of like extraction MOBA style gaming, there's some similarities there.
Well,
and my Steam is taking fucking forever.
Roguelites are my bread and butter. Give me a code and I'll do a review. I'll do it on here.
Yeah, Seekers of Skyvale is the one we played. But yeah, no, I want to. I want to.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually perfect because it's a 3-player multiplayer.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
we could
Perfect.
totally stream it together one day.
We could do a
Uh,
stream and then we could do a dedicated episode.
Yeah, there's a free demo right now on
It's not a
Steam.
sellout because he's not paying us. All y'all
Yeah.
in the comments. We just
So
do
there's
this because
a
we like
free demo
games.
right now on Steam. So if you want to check it out, Raiders of Black Veil on Steam, go check it out. Wishlist it. Make my life easier and my job easier. I'd appreciate it. Thanks.
Cool.
What about you?
So you have sort of been playing something, not just
Yeah.
Star
No,
Wars.
I played it. It's fun. It's fun and challenging. And I don't play those games often because like sometimes they're a little too unforgiving for me. But it is like a fun experience trying to like use your abilities, dodge around, kill the bad guys, things like that.
Did you ever play
have, like-
Hades?
No, but Diablo 4 is like roguelite, right?
Mm,
Is
No,
it?
not technically.
I mean, it's unforgiving.
maybe roguelite, but definitely not roguelike.
Okay, well, this is roguelite.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I would say no. That's more of a classic RPG. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that sounds cool. Definitely check it out. And I'll play the demo too. I love demos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, free
Yeah.
demos, the best.
Yes, they are. Yes, if you want me to play your game, if you have faith that your game is good, give us a demo because
Are you gonna talk about Lego Star Wars or not?
Oh God, no,
Somebody go.
no, I'm tortured
'Cause I
enough
am.
doing that.
So I
Oh
played
my
Lego
gosh.
Star Wars this morning. For the first time,
the
Naomi was
Skywalker
like,
saga.
"Yeah, I got it for free at some point through
Yeah,
one of the
Epic.
PlayStation." No, I played
Yeah, I
on
think
the
it's
PlayStation.
free if
On
like you
PlayStation.
if you subscribe to even like the basic tier. I think it's
Yeah,
free.
you get like two to plus games for free randomly every month, and it was one of them. So Naomi this morning she goes, "Yeah, Dad, I want to go. I want to go play games." And I was like, "Okay," because she likes it sometimes if I play games, and then I'll like, like I'll play Monster Hunter, and she'll be like, "Oh, the dinosaur." I'll be like, "We're getting the dinosaur. Let's go get the dinosaur." So she finds it really funny. And so she came in and wanted to play, and so I put on Lego Star Wars because it's like the easiest game. There's no consequences, and she can play. And so she loves Chewbacca. So we happened to be at the part where they meet Han Solo and Chewbacca, and I was like, "Look, honey, it's Chewbacca," and she's like, "Yeah," and she's like playing with the controller, and she got the thumbsticks and figured out that she had the right form and everything, but she couldn't quite like get it to work. But then when she figured out that X was jump, she just stood there and just kept jumping up and down. So we were playing, and it was really funny.
Did you do
I was doing the
multiplayer or were you doing assist?
co-op. So like she would have her little character in the corner jumping, and then I would go and do the missions that way. So we kind
You
of
gotta
progressed
do
us.
assist, bro. Assist is better. Well, I like assist better. Now I can do co-op because Arthur's been playing along. He's like,
Yeah.
and a half. But at first, assist was great because he thought he was doing everything.
Yeah.
I could just do it on the controller. So he was like going through the levels and beating the bad guys and having a fucking blast. Because it's like, oh my god, I'm a god at this game.
Yeah,
I
gotta figure out how to set that up.
All you do is basically when you're on one player, hit that second controller, hit start, and then instead of going over and going to guest or going in a second profile, you basically click the same profile, and then both controls will be working into that one profile or that one controller, or both controllers under the same character. So yeah, when you have the option that comes up and it has like, it's gonna have like one thing here, and then over here it's like, oh, or you can go over here and sign in or continue as guest.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay over here.
Okay. I thought that just took over. I didn't realize that
Yeah.
it had like an assist mode.
Yeah, so both controllers will be doing everything.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna try that with her because she's
That's
starting to show interest in that kind of stuff. Because she's got the dexterity now in her fingers, and she's striving for harder challenges.
Yeah.
So played it.
Yeah,
did play a
PlayStation,
little bit.
fucking genius for assist feature. Amazing.
Yeah.
Addition.
Yeah, she also likes to hang out in my office because she thinks it's this like forbidden zone.
It's the forbidden place.
Bruce will
Because
like
I work in
stand
here.
right over here, like to my right, and like get on something so his head just pokes over, and then he tries to grab all my shit on my desk, and I'm like, "Don't touch the bunnies, bro."
You're breaking everything. Yeah, she likes to
No.
come in and grab all my like paraphernalia and stuff too. And she like I have like all the consoles out over there, and she'll open all of them, and she'll like pick up the Game Boy I have over there, and I'm like, honey, like, why not, please?
Don't
But,
destroy it. It's older than you by a
like,
lot.
hey, let's get out. Let's get out.
Somehow I've gone 5.5 years without the kids breaking any of my collectibles, but my run will end eventually. I don't know what it's going to be, but as long as it's not one of my bunny figures, I don't really care that much. Because those are hard.
I don't really have anything within arm's reach that is like. I mean, I think she could certainly break that. It would be disappointing, but nothing like glass or anything that would like shatter instantly.
Yeah. You ever thought about like if you had to immediately move and they could only grab like certain a box of items, like what you would grab? Because honestly,
a
like
box in the garage, an emergency box for that we keep keepsakes in.
Well, it's like I was talking to my friend about it the other day, and I was like, honestly, there's almost nothing in this house that I would be like, oh my god, that's unreplaceable. Other than like, yeah, like maybe like a photo album. But even that, it's all in the fucking cloud.
Yeah,
it's all cloud like, now. It's more like just grab the birth certificates and social security cards. Like we have a folder with all that kind of important shit in it in the closet. It's like grab that fucking thing. Everything else is replaceable. Insurance, cash me out. I'll fucking rebuy it all.
Yeah, I mean we have a big bin of things that are like keepsakes, but in the same like token, or like if we had to leave it, whatever, we lost whatever. I don't even remember what's in there. It's mostly Emily's stuff. Yeah, it's like we'll find it. We'll find pictures of it or whatever. But yeah, like grab the important paperwork and move on. Even that's
I'm also not super sentimental about like the kids' drawings and my parents. Just, like,
you heard it here,
dude. And I'm just like, oh yeah, dude, that's dope, cool. And then I'll like put it on the fridge. But like if we lost that, like I'm not gonna save that for fucking 30 years.
He's not gonna remember it.
Yeah, I think it's because
like just know this, parents. If your parents out there right now, okay, that shit is for you guys. Like my parents tried to give me like 3 boxes of all this shit they'd saved from when I was a kid. And I was like, I don't want any of this crap. Like you saved that for you as a memory. I don't give a fuck about this baseball from when I was 5 years old, or this bowling pen that all my friends signed for like down at the bowling alley for a birthday. Like again, maybe it's just me and I'm not very sentimental about that stuff, but I don't want any of it.
I don't know. It also seems like a totally different lifetime. Like I have a box full of that stuff, and I'm like every day I'm like I just kind of like maybe I'll go through it and pick out the like 5 things that I want to keep, and the rest of it's just gone. Because it's like all this stuff from like Boy Scouts and elementary school, and like all these like macaroni drawings that I don't give a shit about. Like, it's like.
Have you unboxed your consoles, by the way?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I have them out. You can't.
What's working and what didn't work? Because I didn't test all of it. I know the Nintendo. I
haven't tried.
Okay, the OG Nintendo.
You should tell our audience what you're talking about.
So yeah, my neighborhood, probably yours too, listeners, has what's called the Buy Nothing group, and people just give away shit that they don't want. So this woman, they are moving to like Missouri or some shit, and she's like gifting all of this video game stuff, and it was an original
like retro,
Nintendo, N64, a Sega Genesis, and I think a PlayStation 1. And then I think she also gave me a PS2, which I gave you also. So, yeah, all of this stuff.
On YouTube,
plus,
I'm holding it up.
Fuck tons of games, gold cartridge, like James Bond or Zelda. Like, gold cartridge, OG fucking Zelda for Nintendo. It wasn't worth anything. I looked it up before I gave it to Alex. But all these people are fucking commenting, and I messaged her, and I was like, $20. Fucking give you money. $20. And she's like, $20 is better than free. So yeah, fucking gave me all this stuff.
Wow, you could sell that for hundreds if you
wanted
to.
Yeah, and I just realized I wasn't going to do with it. And I know Alex likes that kind of stuff, so I was like, hey man, do you want it? And so Alex gave me the money to buy Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I still haven't done yet, but I will.
I knew you didn't play it, which is so funny.
When I went to the library and I didn't say Assassin's Creed Shadows, I was like, that's going to be a fucking key giveaway that I haven't bought it yet.
I know. You probably spent that money on ramen or something.
Yeah, probably like a fucking. It went towards my newest member of the collection.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I don't care what you do with it.
My ReZero Rim bunny right here. It's the
Okay.
my new one.
I haven't seen that anime.
It's actually really good.
I
It's like an
yeah.
anime that's like people didn't think was going to be really good, and then like kind of blew up. So check it
I
out.
think I watched like the first 5 minutes of the first episode, and I was like, "Wow, this has all the hallmarks of like a really copy and paste anime." So I was like surprised, like it was so
Yeah,
popular.
I don't know. Like it's like the I've just been trying to explore anime that's not shonen because I watched shonen like all growing up, and I'm like, I don't even care if it's like something that like I was like debating like, do I want to watch like My Dress Up Darling, and it's about like it's like a dating. I was like a cosplayer. I'm like, it's got good ratings, and Marin's like top tier waifu, so I was like, maybe I'll check that out. But I haven't. I need to watch the latest episode of One Piece from this week, and then I just finished season 3 of ReZero last week, and
One Piece started back up.
yeah, it's been on for like 2 months.
Katie and I have made it all the way to Dressrosa, so like I'm just amazed
Like
like how
halfway.
far we've made it. Yeah,
On
together.
your second watch through with her.
Well, it's I mean her first, my second, but
You
or
stopped
third.
like what, like in Wano, right? For your
Yeah,
watch?
late Wano. Yeah.
Mm.
So
You're Alex. You've already done Wano, right?
You're
You
caught
I'm
up?
in. I'm not fully caught up, but I'm in the latest place. I forgot what it's called. The
Egghead?
Egghead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that
Yeah.
now because of the internet.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, man. Like honestly, like
Especially the Gear
algorithms on
5 stuff.
Facebook. Yeah, like algorithm on
Yeah,
Facebook. Anytime I see anybody post like a still from the manga, I instantly just block that page. I'm
so
just like,
I
nope.
deleted all my Instagram or all my social media accounts.
All I have is Facebook. I got rid of. That's another big update for me. I got rid of Twitter and Threads. I moved away from it finally because I was like, this is just too fucking like toxic. The kicker for me was like this person trying to argue like a court case, and then but she didn't know that L.A. capitalized was Louisiana. She thought it was L.A. And I was like, so you're sitting there literally arguing like court cases, but you don't know that L.A. is an abbreviation for Louisiana. So I was like, I'm done. It's
I'm
fucking
done.
too dumb.
Yeah. The internet's just the only people that like to speak on the internet publicly are dumb.
Yeah, I had to reactivate my Twitter though, but I'm not using it
That was a
because
joke.
for work, so that I could message some people on LinkedIn, or not on LinkedIn, on Twitter, like journalists that I work with that are really quick to DM back. And I actually I actually engaged with somebody today who was like arguing with Grok, and I was like, "Thanks for
Oh
the
my
laughs, bro. Watching you sit here to try to like manipulate Grok to give you the answer you want because it keeps telling you that you're wrong made my fucking day."
What is Grok?
It's like
the-
the AI tool that Musk
Oh.
invented.
Twitter
Built into
AI.
Twitter. Yeah.
It's-
Which made
That
it
tells
even better.
Elon he's
It's
right.
Elon Musk's. Yeah, and then he went and changed the code so to say he's right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's super funny
speaking of
for that reason too.
speaking of video games, I almost forgot Elden Ring Night Rain also came out while we've been on break. I know Katie, my wife, has been playing that nonstop.
She
I was
platinumed
playing it. Yeah, she did platinum it, and
What were you
we've
guys
all been
playing?
playing.
Is that Elden Ring?
What?
I seen you guys on Discord the other day. Were you guys playing Elden Ring?
No, we're either playing Elden Ring or Dune. It was Dune, probably. But yeah, so honestly, it's interesting because I don't think Night Rain, it's not going to be like the other DLC where it like gets nominated for Game of the Year. It's this
And it's-
very much, it's a rogue. It is once again a rogue light version of Elden Ring and lets you just jump into the action. And I will say, it was really good, like really approachable instead of like being daunted by the task of like playing a full Elden Ring run. You can just hop in for like a 30-minute run of Elden Ring and like enjoy different character builds. So I don't know. I think there was a lot of like benefit to this formula, and I thought it was kind of like impressive that this thing even came to exist, like given what it is and how big Elden Ring is as a game.
Yeah,
That's actually
all in
really
all, I was-
interesting.
I'm gonna give 5-minute warning, and then or 10-minute warning, and then we're gonna go over to our Ask Pixelated Realms. But yeah, continue.
I would say that's interesting to me because like I was gonna say like I just have no interest. Like the fucking Elden Ring game was such a big task, and then I could never actually beat Melania because Alex was like on like a fucking New Game Plus and hadn't got there yet, so we couldn't tag team her.
New game
Yeah.
plus 7.
And
Yeah, I'm not doing any co-op for the bosses. I won't do it. I'm doing them
I
solo.
I that's the only one I did. So I never beat the final boss, and I never beat Millennia. I beat everything else in the game, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like I had tried like a handful of times, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck. Just kind of like quit, and then I just don't want to pick it back up.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
recommend Night Rain though. I think it was pretty good. Like I got my money's worth for sure, and it made me feel like, wow, this was a really cool application of a really good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been playing it. I was playing it with you, so I can segue over, I guess, to what I've been playing. So Night Rain, I've been playing that with you guys, and I like it a lot. I have probably almost 200. I have more than 200 hours into Elden Ring, original Elden Ring. I didn't realize that the Night Rain was a standalone game. I thought it was a DLC. That was my mistake. But it's cool, and it kind of feels to me though like they somebody in their team was like, hey, I have this idea, like this
Yeah.
spin-off that I want to do, and they're like, all right, go work on that, prototype it out, and then they're like, yeah, that's kind of cool, let's give it a little more money, and then we can release it. So it doesn't, to me, like, I like it a lot. I don't like it as much as I like Elden Ring, and I like roguelikes, which Elden Ring is already, but now it's a multiplayer roguelite, right? So they make it more of
I don't call it a roguelite. I don't know. Debatably.
it's like
It's
one
an
of the
open
king
world
roguelites.
RPG. It just happens to have checkpoints.
The fact that you
now
like
we're gonna have to
reset
debate
is,
like our roguelite.
yeah, whatever.
Like, what is
But
go on.
the as I'm playing Night Rain, I like it, but I have a few problems with it. One is that as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, man, I wish I could just do this by myself and slow the pace down a little bit. And then I'm thinking, like, that's just Elden Ring.
Right. Yeah.
And then I don't like how much I have to depend on the other people, because the bosses are so hard, and the strategy of picking up your power-ups is so important that if you have one bad player out of your three, you're doomed. You can't have two superstars and carry him. You just can't. And so it really makes it annoying because you frequently have bad people with you, and I don't want to have to. I don't have the time to build a crew and go practice with them, right? Like that. I'm picking up like randos off the internet. And so another thing is that I don't like how time constrained each round is. So you basically have 3 rounds. So you have 2 rounds, days.
Yeah.
2
to
days
like level up.
to like power up, and then the 3rd day you fight the boss. And so the first 2 days are time locked though. So it's like, even if you just stand there, after a while it's going to progress. So what ends up happening is if you're too slow and you don't get enough power-ups and buffs and you're not leveling up high enough, you're going to be too weak to get to the next area. And a couple reasons that sucks is because
Is this still Night Rain?
this is still Night Rain. One is it doesn't let you leave the game. If you leave, it locks you out for like a certain amount of time. That was it tries to punish people who leave the games frequently. But it's shitty because you can't like vote to surrender, kind of a thing, right? Like you should be able to say like, hey, we all agree that we just are literally not powerful enough, and we should be able to leave. And so, but you can't. You have to wait it out. So if you leave, you have to wait like the 30 minutes or whatever until the game theoretically ends. And then you do another one, and I guess there's some punishment, but I don't know what it is. And so it's like, it's kind of annoying because you're like, I wish it was milestone based triggers instead. That was, so at least if you're with our grandoms, you can kind of be like, kind of like take a minute to like acclimate yourself to each other. Because you always have one guy who like runs off in a completely other direction, and then the other two are trying to do something, but the communication just isn't there. So, unless you're like really on it, the margin of error is very
I mean,
you don't have a lot of
move
leeway
very quickly. Yeah.
Even like as hardcore, but the 3-day thing totally gives me like Majora's Mask flashbacks.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's very much like you have circles like closing in on you, and then when the circle closes in, you fight a boss, and then you do that twice, day 1, day 2, and then you go and fight the final boss. So it's just kind of like this like lighter version of Elden Ring, but like I think it's good for people who maybe were overwhelmed by like Elden Ring and will still want to like enjoy, the fun of it.
I like the speed. I like the traversal. Like you could traverse the entire island like in like a few minutes. And I like that. It's just, relying on other people who you can't really communicate well with in something that is that frustrating is is extra frustrating because like you'll have like one player who just sucks, and you're just like, okay, well, I don't want to leave, but I can't carry him, and he's not like or she's not like they're not like holding their weight. Even if they're not holding their weight, like if they're actually pulling us down, so it just I don't know. I played it, but it's not something I'm going to sink like more hours in unless I feel like I have to go platinum it for whatever reason, but I don't think I'm going to get there. We're running out of
Night
time.
Rain,
All right.
hold on. Night Rain is classified as a rogue-like game officially.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but not Elden
Elden
Ring. That was what we were talking.
So, no, Elden Ring is not a roguelike game. While it shares some gameplay elements with roguelike genres, such as challenging combat and exploration, it's primarily an action RPG with a large open world and a focus on narrative and character progression. Elden Ring does not feature the core roguelike mechanics of procedural level generation, permadeath, and turn-based gameplay. So,
Okay,
get
fair
fucked, Alex.
Fair enough.
All right, now
Action
time to
RPG.
ask Pixelated.
Question time.
Well, no,
Question
not yet,
time.
not yet, not yet. I have a couple quick games I want to run through.
Oh, okay.
Because I have been playing other things too. I want to talk about Dune. Let's see. So I'm gonna make this really quick because we are running out of time. Over the last like 3 months, I've been like actually going back to like my backlog and like playing like older games. Like I'm trying to go through the Mass Effect series again, Skyrim after Oblivion came out. Like I thought it was funny that like when Oblivion remastered came out, the Skyrim numbers spiked because everyone played that, and then it was like, you know what? Actually, Skyrim was fun, and then we go back and play it. So I ended up doing that too, playing the shit out of Skyrim, and then I picked up Doom: The Dark Ages, which came out on Xbox Game Pass, and that's really fun. I actually really enjoy it. It's probably like a tight 8-hour experience, and I haven't beaten it yet, so I haven't really played that much. Probably like 2 or 3 hours, maybe like 12 hours total. It could probably beat it. But it's fun. It's that action packed like metal like music is playing in the background. You have a flail and a shotgun and a shield, and you're just like they literally the story of this one is literally that they have you in like stasis, and they're like fighting this eternal universal war against the hell versus like the humans, and it's like the Dark Ages, but it's like futuristic Dark Ages. So it's like they have futuristic technology, but they have like castles and stuff like that. And so but then they're like, send in the Doom Slayer, and they shoot you out of a satellite, shoo into the ground, and they're like, boom, and he like wakes up from stasis, and then he's like, let's fuck, like let's go. Yeah, and it's pretty fun. It is what it is. It's a shoot 'em up, fast paced.
I thought this was a video game. It turned into like a fucking hentai all of a sudden.
Basically, it's like violence porn.
Fuck! As soon as the guy wakes up, like what?
You have a mouth. No, so really fun. Then, but what I really want to talk about is Dune Awakening. Been playing the shit out of it. Probably gonna play it again after this. And I've been looking forward to this one for like the past like year because I really like survival games. I really like the fact that it was, you can kind of play it by yourself, even though I've been playing it with Tyler and his friends. And the loop is really fun, and the base building is really fun. And I actually really like the base building. That's kind of the thing I've really sunk my time into. Is I built this like really cool base, and you can unlock new things as the game progresses. So even now, like it's pretty empty, but I feel like as we go and I unlock more furniture and stuff, I'll go ahead and add new things. But
we're at the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, like, and it's super fun. You can have all these vehicles. The worm Shalut is chasing you the whole time. I haven't gotten eaten yet, but Tyler has.
I have.
And I know. And then once I haven't even gotten to the deep spice mining like end game yet, but there's like a whole end game section. I'm still pretty
a whole
early
nother
on.
map.
Yeah. So I find the loop very fun. It's very punishing, but it doesn't feel like when you get punished that you're like really resetting.
It's not as bad as other survival games. It's definitely less punishing, but if you do get eaten by the worm, then it's very punishing.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to die. An annoying thing is that your gear, all your gear, everything in the game has durability, but then it also loses max durability over time. So eventually, no matter how good the thing is you have, it's eventually going to.
And how many times you repair it, yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's so far the balance seems really nice. Like we have to. I played over 40 hours of it, and we'll talk about it more like next week and
probably
moving forward because there's a lot to talk about with this game. Like there's a whole end game, and it honestly feels like an MMO. So yeah, there's a lot. It's really exciting, really good.
Yeah, That's it. All I'm going to talk about for now. But we're gonna jump into Ask Pixelated Realms, and we're gonna close this out. But we have 3 months of stuff to talk about, so we will come back for sure next week, and talk about all the things that are going on, and then Summer Games Fest comes up in a couple of weeks, right? So
it was already
last week, bro.
It was last couple weeks ago.
It was last week. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Then we gotta talk about that.
And Next Fest and State of Play.
Listen,
we missed them all. Sorry,
I am so out of the loop. I'm so out of the loop. I need you guys to tell me. Anyways,
you didn't even talk about the fucking Xbox handheld.
No, the Xbox handheld. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Either way, there's a lot to talk about. Let's go to
there's a lot to talk about. Okay, so well, now let's hear from you.
Alex's fault for this new fucking format where we don't have topics ahead of time.
I like it though. Do you like it?
It's cool.
He loves it. He loves it. It's cool. Now let's hear from you. It's time for Ask Pixelated Realms, where we answer your questions and read your comments. If you'd like to join the conversation, head over to pixelatedrealms.org/ask. Let's dive in. We only have time. We actually have quite a few because people have just been writing in over the last few months. And but I'm not gonna have time to get all of them. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna answer like 3 of these probably, and then we'll pick up the rest as we go. So we'll try and catch up. Well, maybe in the future we'll have more time. We'll answer more. So let's jump right in. This one is from Anonymous. What game? Well, it just doesn't. It's blank. It's just blank. What game would you like to see adapted for TV? What about adapted for big screen? No redos of ones that already exist. That's a good question. I like that one. I mean, I would say the one that I wanted is kind of already coming is Mass Effect, but it's from Amazon, which means it's gonna suck.
Oh yeah, that's not great.
I don't know. What do you guys think? What else? What would you like to see, like a TV show or like a movie?
I'd like to see a Victory, Nikki.
Is that some hot chick thing?
What?
I don't know what that is.
What are you saying?
Goddess of Victory, Nikki, whatever the fuck is. It's like a fucking.
I've never heard.
It's like a JRPG kind of game that you play as like hot girls.
Yeah, it's like a Hoyoverse game. It's not Hoyoverse, but it, like.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get you. I get you again. I don't know. That's hard. I think it would be cool to get Fallout was super successful, so that was awesome.
Wait, does it have to be live action or regular? I
think it's live. I think they're insinuating live action. Oh, if not, then you got things like Arcane that's killing it.
Arcane.
I'd love to see more anime adaptations of games.
I need the fucking thing that's joked about every goddamn April 1st, and that is a Studio Ghibli animated Zelda fucking anime or movie.
That would be super
Stop
cool.
the April 1st joke shit with that and just make it a real thing, please.
Yeah. Let me think here. Man, I'm trying to think of ones that haven't already gotten terrible renditions. Like a good Assassin's Creed would be awesome, but that's gotten a terrible rendition.
I really thought that was good. I like Michael Fassbender.
Great actor. Yeah, but the movie itself the movie was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Garbage. It was one of the worst.
Yeah, that's why I was bummed because that's oh shit, Michael Fassbender is so fucking good as Magneto.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to see honestly Warhammer,
like some of the Final Fantasies I think would be awesome, like a Final Fantasy Tactics movie or like a Final Fantasy 9 movie. I think those could be fun.
Yeah, they've done all the animated renditions of those. Yeah, 7.
They've done 7.
Still doesn't make sense, even though they've explained everything. Oh yeah, good question. We'll have to keep thinking about that. This is from the blank as well. In the same vein as the last question, are there any movies or TV shows that you would like to see a game adapted for? Or the reverse. It's okay to consider franchises that have games already.
There's so many One Piece
fucking
games.
Sea of Thieves, but One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that specific type of game, not just like some action game or whatever.
No, I want an MMO, One Piece MMO. That's what I want.
I would be okay with that.
Well funded.
You live in the pirate world. Although it's so funny, and you see people talk about this online. It's like, what world would you want to live in if you could join any anime world?
Not One Piece.
And they're like, One Piece would be so cool. I'm like, no fucking way, dude.
No, dude.
If you're just a normal pleb in the One Piece universe, well, it's just dude,
everyone's
pirates are showing up, murdering you. Fucking
everyone's
parents dragons murdering you, turning you into slaves. The odds that you live a peaceful life in One Piece and never have your whole house burned down or get stabbed by a pirate, or the getting fucking raped by the world government, almost zero.
No, it sounds
Horrible
terrible.
place to live.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I want to see a Cowboy Bebop game. That's
That
what I
would
want
be-
to see. Like a really cool vibe bounty hunter game where you're like in space just chasing down baddies on, like cyberpunk style. Like
A couple. Record of Ragnarok would be a sick arena fighting game. Like Saving Private Ryan, although they have a million games that are like it, it would be fun to like do
Yeah,
a
just
World
play
War II
Battlefield,
campaign that's literally just Saving Private. Well, it basically is, but still, I love
Battlefield
World
6
War
is
II.
coming out. It looks good.
What's that space cowboy show you love, Alex? I love it too, and I'm playing
I
Firefly.
just said it.
Cowboy Bebop?
Oh,
The one he just
Firefly.
mentioned?
No,
Firefly is
Firefly.
good one, too.
Basically,
It's
like,
basically Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I got the best answer to this question. An actual Avatar: The Last Airbender video game. That's the game that
Did they
I
not
really
make one?
want.
There's no way.
They're all
Really?
like they
like,
made
cheap,
some kind
like
of things, but they're all
Nintendo- I
garbage.
mean, like
super odd
Nickelodeon
garbage.
Junior,
Yeah.
like kind of
Like
garbage.
Avatar
website
would be an
flash game.
interesting
Yeah.
MMO. Also,
Yeah.
could be like a cool MMO. I never got like the first movie. It's fine. Like it's interesting. I didn't like blow me away like other.
Wait,
people.
what movie?
The first Avatar movie.
No,
Oh, you're talking
Avatar:
about
The
The
Last
Last Air-
Airbender.
Oh,
That's
thought you
why
were
I
talking
said
about Disney.
that.
Okay,
No,
okay,
Avatar
okay.
has a game. Avatar: The Blue People. We played that game and talked about it on the podcast.
I was wondering. I was like, I swear they have a fucking game. What
yeah,
is this
we
talking
played
about?
that one. That
Okay,
one's pretty good.
okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, I like it.
Last question, and we gotta remember these are all from March, so these are kind of like
Yeah, so
we're
sorry,
pulling these
Asker.
in from the pack. This one is from Sunshine Sam, our buddy out on the East
Sam.
Coast.
Good to
Hey,
have you
y'all,
back,
just
man.
wanted to jump in and say hi. I've been playing an indie game called Isle lately. That's a roguelike that takes heavy inspiration from Mega Man X, and I know Tyler has expressed that he likes that one.
That's my favorite.
Literally, every fucking time I do this, the rapping doesn't rap. And
Did
then
he say
it
the
cuts.
aisle or just
It's just
aisle?
Isle. just says-
Interesting.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry. Elsie, I'm sorry.
How do you spell it?
ELSIE. And let me reread that one. And was curious if you'd ever play Elsie.
Oh,
After this one, I plan on getting into a few more games like 20XX and its sequel 30XX. Ever play those? Any more suggestions of these type of games? Stay sunny, Sunshine Sam.
Raiders
Thanks,
of Black
Sam.
Belt.
I will say, Sam, I unfortunately did not enjoy 20XX at all. I really, really did not like 20XX. I will definitely check out Elsie though, because this looks much better. But yeah, 20XX I could not recommend, unfortunately. But
That
Mega
was the
Man
one that
X
was like
is
a direct ripoff of Mega Man.
Yeah,
It like
but,
basically looks like Mega Man, but just not.
the art like just did not do it for me. The types of gameplay weren't doing it for me. I don't know. If you feel differently, write in and let us know, because maybe I was missing something, but I couldn't get into it.
Like 7 or 8 years ago, maybe like 5 or 6. Like Bandai released like a Mega Man pack. It was like all the retro games. And I
Yeah,
used
the
to
Mega Man
love
collection.
Mega Man as a kid, and I fucking got this, where I was working repped Bandai, so I got a free copy. And I played like 5 minutes. I was like, this game's fucking hard. And
Oh,
I
the
hated
original
it.
ones are. I mean,
Yeah,
they're all
they're
hard.
super hard.
Fucking hard,
Yeah.
dude. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
I
dude, I crushed Mega Man. This is gonna be fucking awesome. Like, just like
All
when I was a
games back
kid.
then were just like
No,
impossible.
they're all really difficult. Yeah, Mega
I don't
Man
know
X I
why.
can beat in like less than an hour. Mega Man X2 I've never beat. Like that is how esoteric the games are and difficult. Like they're really difficult.
Yeah, have you ever tried to play Super Star Wars? I can never get past the
Oh my
third level
God.
because you have a limited number of lives, and if you die, the game resets. There's
Yeah,
no
it's-
save or checkpoint or
it's-
anything. It's just brutal. It's like, hey, you had 3 lives to beat the entire game.
It's like
Good
E.T.
luck.
the game, you know? It's just like it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Isn't supposed to make sense. Like
Yeah. I don't know if there was like some memory or hardware limitations or something that made it so hard, or if they were just like, man up, bitch.
yeah, they just wanted it to be
I don't know.
Yeah. I've
And a lot
almost
of it comes
thought
from, like,
of
arcade
I
time.
tried playing X2 because I was like, oh, Mega Man X, and I think I tried to play X2.
No, X2 is really difficult. The
awful,
first
dude.
boss you go up against is like this goose dude, ostrich guy, and he like there's no walls. So like one of the hallmarks of Mega Man X is hopping on the
Bam,
wall
yeah.
and like dodging. Well, there's no walls, so you have to dodge perfectly the timing is insane. It's
Yeah, I
really
played for 15
difficult.
minutes, and I
You
was
should
like,
do a
"I'm
charity
wrong with this
speed
shit."
run of Mega Man X.
I could, yeah, I'd, probably embarrass myself, but it'd be be good.
It doesn't have to be like a legit speed run, but speedier, faster run.
It's somewhat
Well-
fast run with maybe lots of death.
Cool. Thank you all for writing in. We have a lot more questions that we didn't get to. Some from Ed, our Uncle Patrick, Sunshine Sam, and more. You can write in at pixelatedrealms.org/ask next time, and we will read your comment. We're going to catch up pretty fast, so don't worry. We will get through all of these. And we will see you guys next week.
All right.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
watching.